Wasn't that opening jingle so cute and catchy and got you all amped up to listen to your favorite anime podcast, ShouJoe, where your host, Sarah, that's me, introduces my friend Joe. Joe, say that's me.
That's me. That's me. Are we playing a new song? Is that the same
I just
one?
am acknowledging it. I was trying to think of a different intro.
That's good. We're in it.
Introduce my friend Joe to ShouJoe anime. You guys have heard this spiel before, so that's that. Let's see. Before we get into the episode, we'll catch up. We're recording a little early because I am going to my first Ren Fair thingamabob tomorrow morning with some friends that I have met kind of once from Bumble has a BFF feature. So I match with a girl who had started this Discord of all these chicks in the area of similar interests. So I went to a game night with them once, and this will be the second time I do something with them. But I figured I'm gonna try something new. So hopefully I'm not melting in the sun and angry and or something.
Just wear a big hat.
Big here's the problem.
Renaissance hat.
Hats. That's restricting the, heat escaping out of my head. So it gives, covers my skin, but then, it makes me hotter by wearing a hat.
Like a sun hat? Just a big brim light hat?
Oh, I don't have that.
We'll buy that.
Lounge on the beach.
We'll start lounging on the beach.
Kind of cowboy hat that I wear for my Dr. Grant cosplay, and then I've got bucket hat and ball caps. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah.
Carry around a parasol.
That's what I should do. Oh,
you're going to a Ren Fair. It's fine.
I know. Am I gonna be the only person dressed normally?
No.
Everyone's gonna be like, what the hell's wrong with that chick?
Most people dress normally.
Other than that, not much else new that's different from last week. I will say I've been hardcore playing Horizon Zero Dawn on my Steam Deck this week, trying to finish it so I can play Forbidden West. And I'm playing Frozen Wilds, the DLC, for the first time. So that's something new. Yeah, that's what I've kind of been doing. How about you, Joe? You've got anything more exciting to report?
I watched a movie. I watched an anime movie called The Empire of Corpses.
I've never heard of it.
How's that? It's a 2015 science fiction action horror anime film. Okay, that's none of those. Well, it's just an action show. It's it's a story that takes place in a world where Frankenstein happened. He reanimated he made his monster or whatever, and then that technology to bring people back to life is wide scale adopted amongst all of the major powers, and so you have zombie people basically doing manual labor and also being soldiers and all this other stuff. And it takes the story is of this guy who tries to bring his friend back to life, but it's actually trying to construct the soul. And he has to,
but opposite.
Very much so. It's very similar in that kind of planning or the context for it. And he has to go get Victor Frankenstein's notes so he can learn the true essence of the soul, that kind of thing. It's ridiculous. It's an insane. It's mostly just a bunch of action. It's very action heavy. It's crazy. Is it good? I don't know if it's that good, but it is pretty entertaining.
Did you watch this of your own volition, or was this a group watch?
This was a group watch, but it was pretty good. It's a fun action movie,
Okay. I feel most of the anime movies I've watched have been Studio Ghibli, but there's been a few rando ones. Good ones. What's the name one? Whatever that.
Your Name.
Your Name is good. But this really bizarre one. I think my mom got it for me for Easter one year or something. Which, as a grown adult, my mom's still trying to get me a damn Easter basket, and she does little knick-knack gifts that for each of us that whatever. And I normally either get, or as a kid, I'd get like a shitty like Rugrats Game Boy game where it's like she like knows that I like that show, so she gets me the game, not knowing that games based off shows are typically bad. But it's sweet. But this movie, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Satellite Girl and Milk Cow, and it is the most bizarre, strange movie ever. It's so weird. Oh man.
Wow,
dear.
I'm looking at a picture. That show is a milk cow.
Yeah, it's like a girl from space and a dude who turns into a cow. It's so weird.
That sounds like a pretty good premise.
No, it's bizarro. Oh man.
That's fun.
I mean, also, I guess I never finished Porco Rosso. I didn't like that movie.
Porco Rosso's fun.
Okay, see, I'm just a shallow. Or at
anime
the time.
movies are fun. They're just like it's like watching a show, but it's a movie. This was crazy. This was the animation studio that did like the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan.
I guess that changed. Why did that change?
What change?
The studio making Attack on Titan.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
what happens
with like production stuff.
Maybe that's why there's such long breaks in between.
It moved over to Mappa at some point, I think.
You really do lend our podcast all the credibility because you like pay attention to that stuff. You pay attention to animation studios and all this, I don't know, conceptual, and all I can do is chime in with like, oh, when I was in Japan, or
I mean, I'm just looking this up.
Her hair's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how this stuff gets made and why you would switch animation studios like midway through.
I mean, if they
did
suck. Or if it's a living
but they
nightmare,
didn't suck. It was good.
Well, I mean, if not the product, but maybe working there sucked.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like working at all of them sucks.
That's true.
It kind of just sounds like I follow a lot of animators on like Twitter and stuff, and it kind of just sounds like really rough working conditions. Although people are like, I get to do what I love, and it's like, oh, geez, I wish doing what you loved was better.
Sustainable, yeah.
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 That's too bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Live in a hellhole.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I work at a game studio, but maybe just from like the last place I worked at and the people there. But I'm like, steer clear of anyone who's works in the game industry or is into film and stuff, because they're just gonna be super into like themselves and think that, treating people terribly is the cost you must pay to make a good thing. So it just seems, I mean, I'm on the rare good end of things, but I've seen the bad mildly. I'm sure it's so bad in big, big places.
Yeah. That's what I did. Watched an anime movie.
That's all you've done in the last week.
I mean, I did other stuff.
Nothing else of note or relevant.
I mean, like, I'm still watching Macross. That's really good. I'm watching Victory Gundam. That is all right. I don't know. I'll go into more of that later when, like, stuff starts happening. I'm only, like, a third of the way through those.
Cool. Then do you want to get into it? We've gotten so good about trimming our meandering discussions in the beginning. Now it's at the tail end that we do.
We need to. Yeah, well, we're going to have a lot to talk about in these episodes, I feel like.
Yeah, I made lots of notes.
Oh, good.
Oh,
okay.
Boy. Okay.
Let's
wait. I had one thing I wanted to follow up on. Whatever happened with that high dive class action thingy?
I don't know. I don't think
nothing
I've gotten
happened with that.
On it.
Oh no! You better follow up. Demand.
Let me see. High dive class action. That stuff can take time.
Oh, I guess it's been like 2 months.
I don't know. Maybe I'll hear about it again at some point.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Okay. All right. Sorry. Back on track.
That's okay. I mean, we can talk about it. I did my taxes last weekend. You want to talk about that?
No, I don't even want to think. Joe, don't even get me started. Like, I think I just file mine wrong every year. I'm probably like paying when I should be getting money back, but I'm just too scared to not. It's like, if I'm paying for something, then at least I'm not like,
they're not going to arrest
bad.
you. They just
They're
fine
gonna come
you
after
if you
me.
do it wrong. It's not like a huge deal.
Oh God. Well, it's because the streaming, right?
Okay.
Streaming. That's a different thing. You have to worry about.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah.
then freaking
does Twitch, like,
health insurance. I have like a FSA situation, so that's like a whole ordeal. Oh God. At least for the first like time these last 2 years, I've only had one place of work to worry about because I've always had like a bajillion jobs every year.
Right.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then student loans and and math. It's so confusing. Like it's like I'm not even having to do math, but like trying to comprehend what they're trying to ask of me is very difficult.
All right, well, on that positive note, maybe we should get into the episode.
Yeah, let's take my mind off that.
Okay.
Okay.
Angelic Layer episode 17 is called I Choose You, Misaki's Chosen Person. That's what it says on my Plex server. What actually shows up in the things says, I've made up my mind on you, the one Misaki selected, which is not as good.
I feel like that's closer to what it was for me. They get wordy with these sometimes.
They get wordy. When they do a whole sentence, it's not that good. Okay, so at the top of this episode, I'm going to make a correction. This is actually a correction for next episode, but it comes up this episode, so here we go. So up to this point, I have been calling Shuko's friend Sekiko, because that's what I thought her name tag said. But in the episode after this one, Shuko actually says her name, and her name's Yuko. Not Sekiko.
Wow.
But it's the same kanji. It's the same exact spelling. That spells Sekiko and Yuko. And Sekiko was the first result when I searched it. So that's what I said. So like, my bad. But also, how am I supposed to know that?
All credibility gone.
I did check the wiki. And I also, so all the other names are right. So we're, Fujimori, that's good. Inada, that's good. Also, Inada's her husband, and that's also her last name. So I could have just said Inada for her too, just in case anybody was wondering about that. So
I don't think anyone was, but just cover your bases in case
there
one
we go.
Angelic Layer enthusiast fanatic
so when you
comes
hear
along someday.
When you hear Yuko, just think Sekiko. A name that belongs to nobody. All right, episode 17. We open on Kotaro and Misaki on cleaning duty. Kotaro asks Misaki if she wants to see him do karate again next Sunday, but before she can answer, Tamayo, slams him to the ground, really aggressively.
Wait. This is where my slideshow comes. I wanted to show everyone.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so... yeah, he's talking to her all blushy.
That's just a picture of him talking.
And then...
we can't have this. Oh my god, yeah, he's getting his neck run out. Dude, she destroys him. Oh my god, he's dead. If you're listening to the podcast, I don't know what to tell you. She
I'll post these photos.
Him. She gets his neck in the crook of her elbow and she slams him down.
Yeah,
she choke slams him. It's crazy.
Not doing well. Yeah, I'll post these to Instagram. God. I'm gonna try and do this from now on.
Yikes. Okay. Anyway, don't interrupt my thing.
God, sorry.
I gotta find where I was. She says that they're gonna be busy having a party to celebrate Misaki's win at the tournament instead, so he can't go on a date. This surprises Misaki, who doesn't know anything about this. They both tell her that she should do her best and become champion. But then Haruko shows up suddenly and says she won't be able to make it through Nationals at her current level. And then she explains that Nationals uses a round system like in boxing where the match starts and then you play for 3 minutes and then you take a break and then you play for 3 more minutes or something. Also, you need a second on your team that can help you strategize and repair your doll in between rounds and stuff. And it would be good if she picked someone that she got along with. We transition to Shoko and Shuko talking on the phone, and Shoko tells her about the party for Misaki. Shuko asserts that she's going to meet Misaki properly before Nationals. Then we cut to Misaki assembling a scrapbook of all her memories of the tournament, and then we do another cut to Haruko in pajamas watching old tournament matches and typing on her laptop. Kotaro comes in and asks if Misaki asked her to be her second yet, and Haruko says no, not yet. Then it's the next day, and Tamayo, Kotaro, and Haruko all arrive at the Shuko residence. They have a ton of food, and all 5 of them eat together. Haruko says that she knew Misaki would win because she could gauge her the best. Kotaro asks if she's chosen her second yet, and Misaki is about to ask Haruko, but before she can finish, the doorbell rings. Shoko thinks it might be Shuko, so she opens it, but is surprised instead when it's Ringo, who, does a party popper right in her face. Ringo brings over a bunch of gifts and is all around just being extra and all over the place. Also, she has a hamster living under her hat that she named Misataro after Misaki. This is a plot critical hamster, by the way. Then the doorbell rings again, and we get a montage of visitors. Sai and Kaede arrive together with gifts, and Ojiro arrives with a bouquet of roses, and then they all hang out. Haruko remembers that she has something to give Misaki and leaves to go get it. Ojiro asks Misaki if she's chosen a second, and she hasn't. Hearing this, Ringo volunteers, just as Haruko enters with her laptop, and Misaki kind of hesitantly agrees to consider it. Ojiro also volunteers, and everybody else says that they'd be happy to help out too. Misaki says she's still gonna think about it and wonders where Haruko went. Haruko, thinking she got rejected, goes and sulks with her laptop in another room. We cut to Shuko looking at a picture of Misaki. Ichan enters and they talk about how hard Shuko has been working. Shuko then apologizes to the picture of Misaki and says they're almost done with her work and she can see her soon. And Ichan frowns heavily hearing this. He suggests that she call her on the phone, like a normal person, but Shuko doesn't think she could keep it together on the phone. And then she leaves saying she's gonna go see Misaki, much to Ichan's surprise. We cut back to the party where Kaede and Blanche are doing a ventriloquist comedy routine, which is pretty good, actually. Haruko is sad and gets up to go to the bathroom. Kotaro follows her and asks her what she's gonna do about Misaki, and Haruko says that, she's not gonna do anything because it's just Misaki's choice. When she comes back to a scene of Shirahime and Wizard playing some kind of weird game where they hit each other with a cartoon hammer. Because it turns out Ojiro brought a mini layer to give Misaki as a present so that she can practice at home. And Haruko's yeah, that's cool. Ojiro asks what the prize for winning the hammer game should be, and Ringo jokes that Misaki should have to kiss the winner, much to Kotaro's protests. Sai interjects, saying that she wouldn't want to be kissed by a woman because the show hates me. Then Ojiro suggests that the winner should get to be Misaki's second. Outside, Shuko has driven up to Shuko's apartment but hasn't gone in yet. Back at base, Yuko asks Ichan where Shuko is, and he says that she's visiting Misaki. Yuko asks why he didn't go with her, and he says that she wanted to go alone. And then Yuko's obviously she wanted you to come with her, dude. Go hang out with your girlfriend. And Ichan is surprised by this. Back at the party, Ojiro is kicking everybody's ass at this weird game. He asks if there are any more challengers after he beats Sai, I think. Or no, he beats Ringo. He beats one of them. Kotaro looks at Haruko, but she doesn't say anything. So he asks Misaki to borrow Hikaru so he could give it a shot. He gets ready, and Shuko asks Misaki who she, actually wants to be her second. Misaki hesitates, and Shuko tells her that she's just like her mom in that way, but Shuko always eventually makes the decisions for herself. So, just hang in there, kid. Kotaro and Ojiro start playing, but it's the first time Kotaro has ever played Angelic Layer, so he can barely get Hikaru to move around. Right before Wizard is going to hit her with a hammer, Ringo's hamster vaults off of Wizard and runs away. Then we get a montage of everybody looking for the hamster. Kotaro is about to check a room, but he is stopped when Misaki tells him that it's her room and that she and Haruko will check it instead. They spot the hamster behind a desk and they try to trap it, but it runs under the bed. They then both crawl under the bed, and Misaki uses the opportunity to ask Haruko to be her second. She agrees, and they catch the hamster. Misaki announced to the group that Haruko will be her second, and everybody agrees that that's a good choice. Then they all jokingly assign themselves other roles for Team Misaki as the doorbell rings again. Shuko answers it and is surprised to see Shuko. Back in the party, Misaki reflects on all the good times she's had making real friends through Angelic Layer. Shuko, now in crutches, sees her in the other room having a good time and decides to leave. Shuko asks her why, and Shuko says that she wants Misaki to see the version of her that's been trying her best for the last 7 years, not just showing up randomly at a party. And Shuko is just glad that she made a decision, so she lets her go. The doorbell keeps ringing, and Misaki eventually goes and answers it, and it turns out it's Alice and Madoka and then a bunch of other random people. Alice hands Misaki some flowers and says that she won't lose to her again, and then Ojiro comes into shot to reveal that he posted a flyer at the practice arena to come and party, and everybody has a big party as we cut to credits.
So I guess Shuko and Yuko, so their names rhyme.
Shuko and God damn it. Are you serious? I didn't even think about that. We have Shuko and Shoko and Shuko and Yuko. Come on.
It's like they knew one day we'd be struggling. They wanted to make our lives
God, this show. Why do they have to do that? Okay, yeah. Man. I have a lot of notes.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, good stuff this episode.
Yeah, so in the beginning where they're outside sweeping and well, first off, sorry, I should have waited till now to do my little pictures, so do you forgive me? It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. But karate is the word. that's the code word for date. Want to go on another date with me?
I don't think Misaki understands that.
No. Well, she starts blushing. She knows. She knows what's up. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I will definitely post these photos to Instagram and our website. And I think I'll try doing this so everyone can kind of get a peek at what the hell we're talking about.
Get a peek at Kataro getting choked out. He's like dying in the screen cap.
Well, because it's like something you wouldn't notice because the animation so quickly. But I like kind of saw a glimpse of it, and I was like, wait. And then I rewound, and I was like, ooh.
It's like an in between. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. So freaking Hatoko just rolling up, being
just shows up.
You're not gonna make it the way you are now. Basically, just talking her down like Sai was the last episode.
No, I mean, this is not like she's like, listen, you're not gonna make it as you are now. You need to understand. They randomly changed the rules at Nationals. Why do they keep changing the rules?
I guess to make it more interesting.
Well,
essentially,
it's like such a ridiculous thing to do.
It's going to be in rounds.
You have a second, which is like a person you talk to over the radio, which we see next episode.
Like consultant, kind of.
Yeah, like your coach, like your boxing coach. It just turned into boxing.
Mechanic, too.
Yeah, also your mechanic. Like, what?
Yeah, but yeah, Hatoko first bringing it up and then being like, oh, you should probably pick someone who knows you well. And basically, she's just like, hint, hint, pick me.
Yeah, for real.
And then very confident that that's going to happen because she's freaking already doing her homework on Hikaru and all her stats and stuff. Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, she's right. Who else is she going to pick?
Yes.
Ringo? She's met her twice.
Yeah. Ringo. Don't just assume things. Just because you're... Oh my God! Funny. Ringo brings a bunch of presents and they're all just Ringo things.
They're all just her own merch.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. Oh, Ringo's
great. You can't
great.
Buy me love, Ringo.
Okay, I have some more. We get some good outfits this episode. We get Hatoko and Hatoko in pajamas.
No, I hate her. Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
You don't like her pajamas?
No, I don't like her dress.
Oh, dude, I have notes.
Plain ass white dress.
Here's everybody's casual outfits. These are the notes I have. Tamio, American flag top with midriff. Kataro, wearing 2 shirts. Hanako, dressed like an orphan. And then Misaki, who's just normal.
No, hers is a cute little, like, kind of vintage dress.
Yeah, she has like it has like sleeve. No, it has
Peter
a collar.
Pan collar,
Yeah.
The cuffs, yeah.
Why is Tamio wearing an American flag shirt?
Well, I'll have you know that this is my bit where I talk about when I was in Japan that one time. There's like a whole district in Tokyo, shopping district, that's like dedicated to Western apparel. It's like called Americura or something, but it's like all 90s like Disney sweatshirts and stuff. So it's probably a popular.
It's just very weird. Like
Well, they're kind of like how we're super, at least weebs here, are super into Japanese culture, but they seem pretty into, because like Snoopy is the shit.
Right, but
Japan.
Those are like mascots. This is literally the flag of a nation.
And then I went, and it was just after Avengers Endgame came, and they were like blaring the theme song throughout the streets with posters of it everywhere. I was like, damn, this is like a Marvel theme park or something.
Okay, but again, that's like a franchise. It's like a media franchise. This is a flag of a country.
I don't know. I like the vibe of her outfit. Like,
she was styling. She was the most casual out of everybody there. Yeah,
which is
Tamio knows how to be like a normal teen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Katara needs to stop wearing 2 shirts. He keeps wearing 2 shirts and it annoys me.
Are you talking about where he does the short sleeve and long sleeve under it? That was like the thing. That was the thing in the early 2000s. Surely you did that at one point.
I did not do that. Thank you.
You didn't do that. Okay.
I always had style. But yeah,
it is too hot
orphan dress is not the best.
No, it's boring, and she should be wearing a hat at all times.
Yeah, it's just like a normal dress. I mean, it's just like I call it like an orphan dress, but it's just because it's like white and it just kind of drapes down.
Remarkable.
There's like nothing on it really. It's just like
okay, and then the part where Misaki's about to ask her and then gets like interrupted by the doorbell. Hotoko like knows it's coming, so she like takes a long sip of her tea first. And like, okay, yes, tell me.
She's playing it cool.
She's like, I'm like, how old are you? Actually,
I love Hotoko because she's
not
so
a 5-year-old.
Look at me. Yeah, she's like, I'm an adult. I know how to play it cool. And then as soon as it goes back, she's like, oh no, nobody loves me because she's 5.
Oh dear,
it's great.
Oh man,
Hotoko's great.
And then when we see Shuko and she tells Ichan, hey, I'm gonna go see Misaki, I was like, his face is so unchanged. He doesn't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe it.
So unimpressed
No
hearing
one
Shuko
believes
apologize
you.
to Misaki.
Oh
I do love how everybody thinks this is dumb.
I know,
Okay, I have some more
gosh.
notes about the people at the party, though.
Yeah.
Ringo is a menace. She has the same outfit on, except she has a top hat, which she reveals the hamster under. Kaede and Sai, they arrive together.
Not holding hands.
They're not holding hands. They're both holding gifts. And then Sai's going to do some shit that's going to disappoint me. But they're both just wearing their normal uniforms. They don't have casual wear for some reason. And neither does Ojiro. He's also just in a normal uniform. Which is weird, because when we see, like, at the very end, we see Alice and Madoka, and they both have casual outfits. How come these guys don't get they don't get a second outfit?
I don't know. Lame animation.
Lame.
Yeah, I guess maybe like they just wouldn't. Maybe, I don't know. People are afraid they wouldn't be as recognizable or something. I don't think
they have other clothes. I think that's all they got.
Maybe.
Kaede, whose dad's a freaking CEO, probably just doesn't have any other outfits. I can imagine Sai like opening her closet and it's just the cartoon thing, which is the same outfit over and over again on hangers.
100%. Yeah,
that's a very her thing.
Yeah. She can't be bothered. She's too cool to worry about what she's gonna wear.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was
gonna say Kaede with the Blanche puppeteering.
Oh my god, that is so goofy. It's great. It's so weird. Sai seems kind of into it. It's like very funny how Kaede is like introduced as like, ooh, she's like the cool girl. She's like nice, and now it's just like, yeah, she's super lame.
She's talking through her doll.
It's great.
Oh god,
I love that for her.
It is funny.
Their commentary.
For the hamster.
Their commentary on Ojiro's bouquet is very funny, because Kaede's like, a bouquet is a standard gift for girls, and then Sai's like, it's good because it doesn't last.
Yeah.
Why are you all talking like this?
I hate flowers as they're depressing.
They're not depressing.
They're dying.
They're dying because you don't put them in water.
No, they're gonna die regardless.
Oh, you don't even try.
Oh my god, I hate.
You're like, this is alive.
It's inevitable.
You're a pet owner. How is this different than owning a pet?
Because the pet's limbs haven't been chopped off and put in a bouquet. They're depressing. They're just sad. I hate it. If it was like a potted plant, sure. Although my grandma got me one of those, and then I like utterly sucked at maintaining
a plant.
And I think it brought fruit flies into my place, but it was the thought that counts.
Wow.
Or cats will try to eat it, or ferret will knock the pot over. I'll take care of the animals, and nature can just do its own thing outside.
It was funny when Ringo volunteers to she's like, oh, I can be your second, and then Katara's like, don't you have to be an idol? And she's like, no, I cleared my entire schedule for the finals because I thought I was going to be in it and not get eliminated round 1 of the qualifiers.
Yeah, that is embarrassing.
She got wrecked so hard. It destroyed her entire schedule for the next month.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, freaking Sai saying I wouldn't want to kiss from her.
Oh my god, I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
On this.
Sai, this is the direct quote. I certainly wouldn't be happy being kissed by a woman. Shut up.
Well, Ringo does give her a face like, are you sure?
Sai's such a little punk. Listen. She's never interacted with another human. She's talked to one person her entire life. She doesn't know if she wants to get kissed by a girl or not. I bet she hasn't kissed anybody.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And maybe she's ace. I don't know. Could happen.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that. What it's like a rock paper scissors game, right? Ojiro brings essentially a at-home little practice layer, which has got to be so expensive. It's not.
Oh yeah,
for
he
the
said
public.
It was custom.
Yeah, it's not like a thing you can buy, but it's got to be so expensive. And he wasn't carrying anything but a bouquet. Where'd that thing come from?
It was in his car.
And he puts a sign up at Piffle Princess saying, "Come celebrate at her house."
Her house.
And she has some insane stalker fans that
so
now know where she lives.
It's such an unhinged thing to do.
Oh my god. She lives there. Are you insane?
My god. It's so good.
It's not safe.
Yeah, this weird hammer game they play, it seems like you play
rock, paper, scissors,
and then whoever wins, the game is like, if you can grab the hammer and hit them on the head with it before they can grab like a little
I think it
saucer
like
and like put it over their head. You try to bonk them for they like can cover their head, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is very goofy. I know. I think this is a thing you can play, like people play in real life, and this is just like, we're making the angels play it. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And it is. It's fun. Especially because like the hammer and the plate are like enormous to the
It's like
angels.
one of those hammers that make a squishy sound when you hit.
Yeah. It's
like a
little
Kadocha
cartoon
hammer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe I said that. I'm so mad. I
Dude,
was like,
okay.
It's because it's in last episode. I was like, oh yeah, hey, they're pretty gay, and then it's like, nope, we gotta say to the audience, I don't like women. I'm Saede. I don't want to be kissed. Ew, kissing's gross. Shut up, loser.
Okay, does it seem like when they're under the bed looking for the hamster that it almost is like a proposal because they're both blushy, and then Misaki's like, "Will you with me?" You know, ... And
I mean, it is. Yeah, yeah, they definitely do that where it's like,
we're having
like an intimate moment.
Yes. Okay. And then I have my next screenshot. It's like they're getting married. Like
it's like they're
presenting to their family.
It's so funny.
This is what it's like in anime when they're like informing families that you're a couple is by sitting across from them, like exactly like this photo.
It's
man.
Misaki and Hitoko, and they're both like sitting next to each other, and this is when Misaki's announcing to the group that Hitoko is going to be her second, and she's like leaning over and putting her hands on
second
top of her
in
hands,
life.
Like you're announcing that you're going to like get married, and Hitoko's wearing this like white dress. It's like ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I do okay, but speaking of people who in relationships. Yuko being like, Ichan, why did you not go with Shuko to see Misaki? You obviously, she was like, oh, I'll go by myself. Dude, you should have gone with her. Come on.
Well,
that was pretty funny.
Think that they're a couple. I think, she knows he's into her, and I think everyone knows he's into her, but I feel like she's probably just, like everything else in her life, she's like, I can't do anything but Angelic Layer until we figure this out. So I could totally see her, putting that off, maybe he confessed and she's like, I'll let you know, blah 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 or something.
Yeah, well, this whole episode is you be indecisive until you make a decision.
Freaking for real. Oh my gosh. And then the last group of people coming with Madoka and Alice. We've got Misaki Ryu from the guy with the three angels. He was in the background, and then some random chick from their class.
Yeah.
And I was sad to see there's no Maria there.
Maria! She makes a cameo next episode.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah.
Let's see. I have... Kataro's being a cool brother this episode. Kataro really put into work this episode.
That's right.
Trying to make... Or give...
sister who's so mean to him.
Some confidence, being like, oh, I'll challenge Ojiro at this game. I definitely can't win because she's not going to do it. That was pretty good. Pretty good. We like it. We like it when Kataru gets stuff to do and he gets to be a cool guy instead of just being a dude who gets laid out every episode. He almost goes into Misaki's room and she tackles him.
Oh yeah.
Then everybody
how's he supposed to know that?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Misaki talks about how she made all her real-life friends through Angelic Layer, the best sport ever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, okay, so the part where Shuko is, gonna, see... She, comes inside. She brings crutches. So she starts, she gets herself up on crutches to go see Misaki, because she,
she also drove herself there.
Yeah.
She can drive, I guess.
Yeah, she could. Why wouldn't she be able to drive?
Well, I don't know. Like if her feet are...
People in wheelchairs can drive cars. They have cars that can drive.
I guess if maybe it's like a custom one or something.
Yeah. They make cars that do that. But yeah, she really doesn't want Misaki specifically to see her in a wheelchair, which is interesting. Because, like, she never cares any other time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she was just, like, hanging out outside. Like, it doesn't care if other people see her in a wheelchair. It's specifically Misaki for some reason.
Maybe when Misaki was, like, 3, she saw someone in a wheelchair, and she's like, Mom, that's weird. Why would... And then she just internalized
I don't think that happened. It's just, like, this is an interesting thing where it's, like, this specifically... is the problem. Well,
we all know how I feel about Shuko, so I won't even get into it.
I mean, she decides, like, she makes the decision that she's gonna see her, and, like, that's fine. And, like, I'm okay with this.
Tomorrow!
I'm okay with this because it's literally tomorrow. It's the next day.
Oh my god.
It's okay. She's gonna see her tomorrow.
That's all I got for this episode.
Yeah, me too. Pretty good episode. Fun to see everybody hang out. I wish Kaede and Sai got casual clothes, and also Ojiro. Ojiro's just kind of a weird guy still.
Well, it is hard. I guess he must have been wearing his uniform with the umbrella scene as well.
Yep, he's always in uniform.
Ever seen him not in it?
Weak. I mean, people should be in casual clothes more often.
Yeah, they are. I don't know. Yeah, for the most part now. There wasn't that many anime back then that were on top of it. At least the main character has different clothes.
Yeah, Misaki's got an outfit. That's good.
Yeah.
Got a wardrobe. Okay. Episode 18 is called Lots of Formidable Opponents, the much anticipated national tournament. We open on Athena doing a bunch of dance moves. Yuko comes in and asks Shuko why she hasn't gone home yet. And Shuko asks for 30 more minutes. And Yuko is like, okay, fine. And then we get the reveal that her name isn't Sekiko, it's Yuko. And I was like, oh my god. And then we also learned that that Yuko has a son named Osamu. And it's his birthday today. And Yuko should go celebrate that. But she says he's already asleep because it's 11 p.m. Because she stayed till work at 11 p.m. on her son's birthday? What's going on? And Shuko's like, you should go home anyway because you're his mom. And she's like, all right. So she goes home. We get a cut to Misaki sleeping, and a transition to Shoko drinking on her couch, thinking about how Misaki and Shuko are going to meet each other tomorrow. It's the next day, and we get a montage of the tournament getting started. Tamayo and Kotaro are in the stands. Tamayo asks Kotaro if he's jealous that Ojiro is with Misaki right now, and then she does like a little comedy bit with Misaki and Ojiro hand puppets she made, because she's really up in her game. An announcer calls the players in, but Misaki can't find Hatoko. Ojiro grabs her hand and leads her to the arena. She asks him why he isn't worried, or like nervous, and he tells her to lick her wrist and then smell it, which she does. And then he's like, nah, I was just kidding. That was just a joke to like relax you. And then they all go out into the arena. Elsewhere, Ogata is freaking out because Shuko isn't there. Each hand in the gang starts scrambling as Yuko worries about Shuko's health. In the tournament arena, Misaki is surprised to see Sai and Kaede standing with them. Hanako explains that the runner-up, Sai, also gets a spot at Nationals, and that Kaede is her second, which means my ship hasn't sunk yet. She's your second. Think about that. I want you to think about that, Sai. I want you to think about your second. God. The opening ceremony starts without Shuko. We get shots of all of our old friends in the crowd, and then all the competitors are introduced, and they all do their entry angels into the layer, the thing where they say their little phrase, and then the angel throws in. The announcer tells everybody that the champion will be introduced by video, and the crowd starts throwing stuff at him. And then, the real-life Athena descends from the ceiling, and Shuko is revealed to be there in person after all. Misaki is amazed to see the champion, and everybody else is impressed to see her as well. Except for Sai, who looks bored. Hanako tells Misaki that everyone admires the champion because she's genuine and authentic. The Queen of Queens, ruling over all the daises. Athena's dais. Shu, because they all call her Shu, I guess. We cut to Shuko returning to the control room where she runs into Yuko, who's pissed for making her worry. She asks Shuko how long she'd been practicing that little stunt last night, and Shuko says, I was doing that up until like a little while ago, and Yuko yells at her for pulling an all-nighter. Also, she's like her second, so that's That's who her second is. She makes Shuko change into pajamas and then orders Ichan to make sure that she actually like gets some sleep before a match she has to play pretty soon. While they're on their way to like a bedroom, Ichan asks her if Misaki saw her, and Shuko says that she did, but she didn't seem to recognize her, which is fine because like she'll figure it out eventually. Back at the tournament, we get the start of a fight between Shirohime and her opponent, Eagle, who's wearing like a crazy-looking hat that covers her whole head and makes her look like a cyclops. Also, she has angel wings. This is gonna come up soon. They start fighting in the forest. Eagle is jumping all over the place on the branches, which Shirohime can't do because she's too heavy. Shirohime punches a tree, which makes Eagle fall, but then she uses her wings to glide around and hit Shirohime from the air. Over the radio, Kaede comes up with a plan. After taking 50% damage, Shirohime goes into hyper mode and starts destroying the whole forest. With debris everywhere in the air, Eagle loses track of Shirohime, who appears behind her, and then she grips her face and slams her into the ground in like the most brutal fashion possible, winning the match. Haruko says that Shirohime is also a first-gen angel, and Kaede told her how to use hyper mode, because why not? Then Shirohime dramatically points a finger at where the champion sits, challenging her, because we're just doing actual pro wrestling stuff now. In the next match, Shuko fights an angel that's dressed up like a bunny rabbit. This goes about as exactly how you think it will. Athena is ridiculous and does ballet moves, and everybody gets all flustered because it's so beautiful. Then she does something that causes an electric discharge and starts approaching her opponent, who tries to attack her, but Athena dodges it instantly like she's a Dragon Ball Z character. Then she picks her opponent up and does a backbreaker, which is also a pro wrestling move, winning her match. We cut to Haruko and Misaki sitting at a bench at an amusement park, still in shock over Athena's fight. Haruko says that Athena looks even better than when she lost to her last year in the semifinals. Misaki talks to her about how Athena got her into Angelic Layer in the first place, as they go on some weird ride together. Then they promise to face Athena again together as we cut to credits.
Ooh.
What is going on? Why are we just doing pro wrestling now? It's like, I mean, it's good. It's just like all of a sudden.
Yeah, good episode. Like, I mean, lots going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of action. I know you love that. I knew you'd love this episode.
Yes, I do love the action.
2 fights.
Save me from last episode.
You didn't like last episode?
No,
was great.
Yes, it was fine. Okay, it's friggin' the beginning where Shuko's telling Yuko, hey, you're his mom. What are you doing here? Like, go and be with your kid. And I'm like, you hypocrite. Like, who are you to say that?
Yeah, but Yuko should actually go. I mean, she's right.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
Yes.
This is the thing. Shuko understands how to be a good parent. She just isn't doing it.
She just chooses not to be.
She's got hang-ups about it. These are real hang-ups, okay? We're extending some sympathy to Shuko here. I get it. I am.
You are. Not me. Not me.
They shouldn't be at work at 11 p.m. They need to go home.
No.
Ichan needs to make them go home.
For real? Oh, man. Yeah. It's been a while since we got Shuko.
Yeah!
Shit. Fuck. Shoko
drinking a drink.
Drinking.
I have that. That's my note. Drinking a hard drink. Let's go.
That's right.
Knocking one back, my girl.
Talking to herself.
Lamenting the situation between her sister and her niece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
I'm also there. I'm also like knocking back one, thinking about it too, you know?
Let's see. I was just eating pickles while I was watching this.
That's disgusting. I don't want to hear about that.
What?
When they do the tournament stuff, there's like a montage of like the chicks that dress up as an angel, and then there's like one where the announcer guy is like signing autographs, and the line is quote, "I have no problem with heights," which is very funny because he's like in that big chair that like gets rotoscoped up and down and things like that, or like whatever gets lifted up and down. So just that's pretty funny.
Yes, that was good. And then freaking Tomoyo with the puppet.
She uses hand puppets.
Misaki puppet, and then there's the Ojiro puppet, and she like has different looking faces for when she's talking as each of them. Like she's got little stars in her eyes, like a 80s ShouJoe dude talking as Ojiro. It was really funny.
It's great. I love that she prepped these in advance to make fun of Kotaro.
God, she must be thinking about Kotaro a whole bunch, huh?
Yeah, you think so?
Are we ever gonna circle back to that? Probably
I don't know.
Not.
Oh, come on. We have to. We have enough episodes left.
Don't remember.
There's 8 more episodes.
Yeah.
Gotta come up again. My next note is that all the deises are women except for Ojiro, so...
Yes! Yeah. Who do you think? I was gonna say, who has more fangirls? Sai or Ojiro?
I don't know. We'll wait for his fight, because like during Sai's fight, like Shirahime gets hit and all the girls are like, oh no, Sai!
Yep.
So we'll wait for Ojiro's fight that I'm sure he'll have on screen at one point. The fact that he makes Misaki, he's like, I know a spell. Lick your wrists and then smell them. He's so weird. Like, I can see how he's related to Ichan now.
Yeah.
Did you say it about him? You said he's so dense?
She's so dense.
Oh, yeah,
it's
she
like
just does
when
it.
boys try to tell you, like, ooh, put your elbows together so you boobs squish together. It's like
okay,
that.
it's kind of not like that.
Well,
because this is like
essentially,
a very
let
prank.
me talk to this girl and make her do something to make herself look silly.
They're friends. They were hanging out last episode.
Are they? He gave her address out to the general public. Also, if people know that Shuko is her aunt, then maybe she's got some crazy fans too, because she's a newscaster. You can't just give their address out. No regard for safety.
Okay, this is a cartoon. We don't have to worry about this.
I'm worried.
These are not things people would do in real life.
I hope so. I sure hope so. Oh my
Speaking of things you shouldn't do in real life, Shuko making everybody worry just so she can have like this big dramatic entrance is so funny.
I was like, God, I wouldn't want her to be a champion. She's so unreliable.
She's such a little gremlin. It's great.
Yes, we get to see Maria finally.
Yeah, Maria cameo. Misaki doesn't know that Sai is gonna be there. Like, did you just not ask, like, talk about it when you were hanging out the other day?
Yes, yeah. So,
at least Kaede is there.
More
Sai and
Kaede
Kaede till the
action.
end. Let's go, okay?
Saede!
When you two both challenge Shuko, who it turns out is Misaki's mom, I'm sure that'll be fun for everybody to learn. You know, just think about, like, who you came all this way with, Sai. Just think about, like, who's your second? What does that mean? She taught you. Dude, Sai. She taught you about hyper mode. She's so into you. Come on.
Man. I like that the opponent is a gal.
A what?
Oh my God. A gal!
It's a gal.
There's like, okay, so there's girls who, Japan, being reserved and being super pale. That's like what's considered attractive women. But there's like a subsection of girls who are like super into tanning and bleaching their hair and, all this stuff. And they're called like gals, or there's like the Japanese word for it.
I am unfamiliar with this.
It's like typically they're like the delinquent girls in class, or perceived that way. Gyaru is it's like a fashion subculture. Oh, I guess the literal translation is English slang for the word gal. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. The kind of girls who would wear piercings if they're not allowed to, or paint their nails and hike their skirts up. There's a whole show called Super Gals. I have a poster I'm looking at right now. Maybe that's a show we'll cover someday. It's like a whole thing.
They just kind of look cool.
Yeah, well, they're
like
kind
they're
of like frowned upon by the general population as being troublemakers or not.
They're so lame. They remind me of what's that one group? Twisted Sister. Is that the one that like dressed up like crazy?
Band?
Yeah, they look like Twisted Sister a little bit. That's good. That's fun.
Oh man, yeah. I like that.
Like punk scenes. That's good. Yeah. That's cool. Ichon does comment that like these wings are new because of now with the arena that's in there, you can like actually get some height and like fly around. So that's fun. People are adjusting.
Well, that's not something she did at whatever game she was before. So it's nice to see that they're keeping up with everyone and not just focusing on whoever Misaki goes against. So they are the organizer of this whole thing. So
right. When Shuko goes back, and Yuko is so mad. It's so funny. Yeah. She's like fuming. She's like, Are you seriously? You made me worry about you, and you stayed up all night doing this stupid little entry thing? Come on. She like makes her like put on pajamas. And she gives her like a dolphin plush.
Yeah, it's cute.
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. More freaking Athena making up things you can do in Angelic Layer that other dolls can't do, like freaking electricity now. What is happening?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. It's also
She's
very
a
funny to me
cheater!
that Shuko's like, I want Misaki to see me at like my best, being like my coolest, and like Athena's totally acting like an anime villain here.
Yes!
Because it's like she does that electric discharge, and then she's just like walking at an even pace towards her opponent. Which, by the way, she's funny like a weird bunny girl. Like it's very,
Yes. Yeah, I was like, time's gonna run out by the time you guys walk up that damn mountain.
Yeah, she just walks at her, right? And this bunny girl's like trying to hit her, but also retreating the whole time. And she just keeps walking forward until they make it all the way up this mountain. And like the bunny is like exhausted and like fallen over. And then like she tries to throw like one last punch. Then she like grabs her and throws her up and does a backbreaker and then throws her down the mountain. I'm like, Shuko, you're coming across as a villain. Yeah. This is like some villain stuff. I don't think this is like heroic as you think it is. It's just really funny.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Okay, Athena. Seeing her up close like this, her helmet, it kind of reminds me of the civilization who made the Starforge and KOTOR, like the shaped head like that. It kind of made me think of them. You know, with the pointy heads.
I guess. I don't really remember what they look like, to be honest.
Oh, okay, you just played the game.
I know, but I don't remember. But those guys are like barely in it.
And I guess, yeah, if Hatoko had beat Shirahime, and you know, no matter who won between her and Misaki, they both would have wound up competing against each other even more.
Yeah.
And then who would her second be then?
I don't know.
I guess Ringo. She'd be freaking stuck with Ringo. And then they go on a freaking ride. There's just like a theme park. And
this is the most terrifying ride I've ever seen in my life.
It's not safe. It's just like an open cart thing they're on with no seatbelts. And it like plummets. It's like a drop
an open
tower.
Cart, like you're in a hot air
fly
balloon.
Out of it. Oh my god.
And at first I was like, oh, they're in like a weird Ferris wheel. That's kind of fun. And then it just drops down. And I'm like, bro, you're not strapped in.
It's not safe.
It's like the most terrible. This cannot be real. Or like, I don't know. Maybe it is because it seems very specific. Where is this theme park?
I mean, I guess.
Like next door or something?
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Like, entertainment complex would have a like convention arena thing and whole park next to it. It's like integrated into the city. It's just all right there.
I have a couple of other notes, just like real quick stuff. Ojiro's second appears to be Fujimori, which is interesting. Like the chick from the control room.
She's just doing her job.
That's fun.
The boss's brother, kid brother.
I mean, they all know him. They seem to hang out. It's extremely funny how everybody is like swooning over Shuko being the champion, except for Sai, who just doesn't care at all. Oh, Joe, here we go. She doesn't like her because Kaede is swooning over her and says that's her rival for Kaede's affection. I would like that, but it looks like she's just like she's like looking bored. She's like got her hand like on her like chin. She's just like zoning out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were gonna want to run with that conspiracy.
I mean, I like it. Listen, I like it.
Hopes up.
It's not what's happening though. It's just funny because it's like I don't like Sai's whole deal is just like she doesn't really care about Angelic Layer that much, I guess.
Oh, right.
But
I forgot to click through my slides. Yeah, we got the freaking puppet.
Do you have a picture of it?
I have a picture of the puppet.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I was going to say more like girls love implications that freaking Hatoko and Misaki, where they're talking and Hatoko's like, oh, if I didn't know any better, I'd be jealous of it. You know, all I can think about is Athena, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. What is happening?
I mean, that's just cute. I mean, they're just being cute. Like this stuff, here's the difference. The difference here is that this feels like a more like you're just like your close girlfriends. You're just like joking around. Whereas I'm
you have more girlfriends than I do, Joe.
Kaede and Sai, you got like long shots of like your portraits over cherry blossoms, staring into each other's eyes. This is not the same. These are not the same thing, okay? Like, there are different levels of, like, how much you're convincing me that you, like, joke around, right? Like Hitoko and Misaki are just, like, joking around here like pals. Whereas, like, Kaede and Sai are, like, crying back to back. Come on!
Oh, man.
Also, I guess Hitoko lost to Athena last year in the semifinals, which is wild.
Yeah, why don't we get to see these awesome flashbacks? I want to see that. Makes me sad that we don't get to see Suzuka in action anymore. That's all I got.
There it is. 17-18.
Oh, there it is.
In the tank.
I know. Look at us go.
And we got 8 more episodes. 4 more podcast episodes.
Yeah.
And we're done with Angelic Layer. Pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, you're liking it?
Yeah, I think it's I don't really know what we're gonna do for 8 more episodes though, because I feel like they've set up the Misaki and Shuko meeting each other thing. But like there's too many episodes in between that for like nothing else to happen, you know?
Yeah.
So we have to have some mini arc of things in the next like 5 episodes or something.
Ooh, you know what we can do on the last episode? I can show you my shitty, like, 15-year-old AMVs that are Angelic Layer.
Oh, we should make an AMV.
Yeah, did you say you were wanting to do that? You can make one.
We should do that, yeah.
In honor of our coverage of this.
Right. I can't think of a song that would go good with this show so
far,
though.
We just play clips of us talking about a thing and then the thing happening in the background.
That's not an AMV. That's just a video podcast.
I feel like AMVs are. I guess they're still a thing. Of course, they're still a thing. In my mind, as like a 2000s thing.
Yeah, but they're fun still. Make yourself
a cool. It's video. That is the way I would discover new shows. I'd be like, ooh, I like the look of that. What is that show?
Yeah, pretty good.
I guess we want to go into
next.
Recommendations, of which I need to think of one like right now.
Can't cut this out. We're leaving this
I know
in.
what I got. Okay. I'm gonna recommend a little game called Walkabout Mini Golf.
Oh my god.
It's this VR game, and I know what you're thinking. Mini golf, is that really all that interesting? Let me tell you, it is. It's awesome. It's charming, fun with friends. You can play mini golf in all these cool environments. Like you could be playing on the Eiffel Tower or 20,000 leagues under the sea or in space and, Shangri-La and freaking Labyrinth, Jim Henson's Labyrinth. All these cool places you play mini golf and you can play with friends. And there's great music, and yeah, I hear the people, Mighty Coconut, the folks behind the game are pretty cool too. Especially their community manager.
Wow.
She knows what she's doing.
That's very good.
Someday, I know, with the announcement of Wallace and Gromit, Joe said he might get VR, so maybe the day will come in which we can play Walkabout Mini Golf together.
Possible.
Okay. That's my recommendation. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts. That's fine.
Promoting my work.
That's good. I think that's good. I'm not going to do that because that wouldn't make any sense if I did that. So instead, I'm going to recommend an anime movie because I watched an anime movie. And now I'm going to recommend a different one. Although the one that I watched was also fine. I'm going to recommend the movie Crusher Joe. Which is my profile pic on Instagram that has nothing on it besides that. Because I keep forgetting I have that Instagram.
I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah, because, Joe, it's like me. Crusher Joe takes place in the same, universe as Dirty Pair, which is, another anime show that's, pretty fun. 1983. Takes place in space. Basically, Crushers are, kind of like odd job mercenary kind of guys, and this team led by Joe, they're the Crusher Joe team, get assigned a job to carry or curry something, and halfway through they get teleported out of light speed randomly, and all of their ship has been raided, and they lost all the things, and they've been captured by the military because it turns out they're in a sector that is restricted and they shouldn't be there. And so they spend the entire movie trying to figure out what happened to them and why their shipment got stolen. and it leads to great conspiracy and excitement. And it's pretty much just like a really fun, like, action movie kind of thing going on. That's like, there's a lot of cool sci-fi stuff. You get a lot of fun, like, retro future animation for, you know, like spaceships and computers and all this other stuff. It's really fun. Just like a good old, like, mystery heist action movie.
Nice.
Crusher Joe. It's good.
Yeah,
you like space,
we love
you like space
Joes
battles
around here. Yep.
That's right. You like dudes named Joe?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Pretty good. I was like, I had it, and I was like, I'm like, I'm worried this is gonna be like, kind of like, I'm worried this is gonna be like, you know, there's a lot of like old anime stuff that's like the humor is bad and it's kind of horny and gross. None of that stuff happened really.
That's good.
There's like maybe one or two moments that were like, eh. But that was, it's pretty good. And like the, you know, holding up. A lot of old stuff doesn't hold up super well.
Yeah.
I was reminded again recently of the part in Blade Runner.
I haven't seen that.
That is, you know, people thought romance worked in movies in certain ways, and now you look at that and you're like, kind of just feels a little bit assaulty.
Yeah, I feel like live action ages. I mean, technically, like the animation could age badly or special effects, but like live action, just depictions of how the world thought about certain things at the time do not age well.
Old stuff. So. You can tell, you can feel the age on it, but Crusher Joe's is a pretty good job.
Sweet. Before we go into Joe's pitch, I'm going to read some replies on our KOTOR bonus episode on Spotify, because we said that if people did put things, I would say them.
You can reply on Spotify?
Yeah, so for each episode, I try to set a poll and then a question where people can leave a comment. So I put, for that episode, the question was, should Sarah force Joe to play Star Wars The Old Republic with her?
No.
And Sandwich Artista said, absolutely. And begrudgingly playing would be hilarious.
Doesn't count.
And then Danae said, absolutely she should.
Okay, fine. Listen, I'm not going to, just because you both said I should.
No, did you watch the cinematic trailers I sent you, though?
No, I didn't.
No! They're so good, though. Hey, listen, and...
You can't bully me into playing an MMO. I'm gonna make you play something first. How about that?
We're gonna play Pikmin. We're gonna play Pikmin together. We're gonna do that. What do you mean?
That's
it's
not
happening.
What I would force. If I was gonna force you to play a game, it wouldn't be Pikmin, but okay.
Force me to play freaking... Oh, God. What is that game, everyone? Helldivers, whatever.
No, I'm not gonna force you to play Helldivers. It's gotta be painful. If you're gonna make me play an MMO, it's gotta be something that's like miserable.
A math game. Sudoku. Oh my god. Oh,
okay.
Man.
Anyway, if you can interact with us on Spotify as well, I guess. If we set that up, which I don't know how to do. But also, while you're there, you can rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. It helps us gain some, like, whatever with the priority with the algorithms that I think matters. But really what counts is word of mouth recommendations. So if you like this show and you have other friends who anime or ShouJoe or listening to stuff, or they're just like, man, I'm at work and I just wish I had something to listen to, and all of my true crime podcasts have gotten their season ended, maybe send them our way. Recommend ShouJoe to your friends and rate us 5 stars. If you leave a comment on Apple Podcasts, I might read it out on air. And we don't have any new ones, but if we do, I might read it out. But yeah, so please do those things. Tell your friends about it. Interact
Follow
with
us
on the socials.
Instagram, and let's see, what else are we on? TikTok.
Yeah. We have 4 more episodes of this show. If you have questions or comments you want to submit to us, at the end, maybe in the last episode, we'll like, if we have some questions, we could do like a little Q&A. Send those to...
Have you learned the email yet?
I'm handing off to you.
ShouJoePod@gmail.com. Spelled the same as the title. And hit us up.
Send us questions there.
We're still waiting for that Sai and Kaede fan art. We haven't gotten any submissions yet, unfortunately. Yep. If you do,
we'll look some up.
We will look some up. Reward you in some meaningful
I'm
ways
afraid
someday.
I can't look stuff up right now because I might run into spoilers, but I will as we approach the end.
Okay.
Which we are doing. So next episode, we'll be watching episodes 19 and 20. And that will bring us close to the end. And then we'll have to watch something else.
I know I said maybe I'd give you guys an option, but I've decided I'm just going to be controlling and pick what we're doing. So
we're
get
not
ready
give you an option.
for that
Sorry.
big
This is not
reveal.
a democracy. Okay? You do not get equal voice here.
Someday when there's enough of you chiming in.
I don't care if you respond to a poll saying I should play a KOTOR Uno. I'm not going to.
Okay, well, that's all, folks.
Until next time, remember that just because you say you wouldn't want
girls kissing you,
like, maybe, have you really thought it through? Have you really?
You gotta try it.
Really thought it through? Don't knock it. Yeah, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could listen. Like kissing girls is pretty good.
You're second. Actually. She's there to help you in all regards. She can help you.
She keeps doing little ventriloquist bits with her doll. It's endearing. We love her.
Yes, she's a little kooky, but you need that.
Oh man. She does.
Okay, all right. Look, this might be our quickest recording ever, and we're not gonna make that any longer. The world. I may technically live in it, but I don't.
You should learn about the
willingly
world. You do live in it. You say that you technically live in it. You literally live in it. You're about to.
Oh my god! I did my taxes. That's real enough for me.